Okay, so you sent this in, and obviously Malcolm in the Middle is a show that really resonated with ya.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, and with so many people. I mean, it was such a such a
cultural touchstone.
It really was. And there's this article talking about a potential like revival of it and kind of unpacking like, you know, what that might look like and who's coming back.
Right.
And so let's just dive into it. What is the core?
Yeah, well, the core news is that it really does seem like it's happening, like this revival is in development. And so, you know, we can move beyond just like speculation.
Right.
And rumors, now it seems like it's actually happening.
So it's not just like fans clamoring for it on the internet. Like there's actually movement.
It's like those rumors are now based in something real.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing that probably got you the most curious is like who's coming back? You know,
which of
these
family members are gonna see? We're gonna see again. It's again exactly.
And this article names specifically two of the
brothers from the original cast.
Yeah, so we've got
Christopher Masterson, so that's Francis, the eldest brother, the kind of rebellious one,
right? And
Justin Berfield, who played Reese, the agent of chaos,
so
the unpredictable one.
Yeah,
always
up to something.
Yeah, like
so they're confirmed.
So that's huge. I mean, just those two right there.
It is. It's really significant because it kind of gives you that through line,
right,
to the original show.
Right, and it makes you feel like, okay,
like it's not just
it's like
a complete reboot.
Yeah, a total reimagining. It's like there's some
it's building on
what was there.
Exactly.
But there's also a shift happening.
Yes.
With one of the other, you know, core members of this family.
Yeah, this is where things get really interesting, I think, for the dynamic of the show.
Yeah.
Dewey, who was originally played by Erik Per Sullivan.
Right.
He's actually being recast.
Oh, wow. So Caleb Ellsworth-Clark will be taking on that role.
That's a pretty big change, you know, because Dewey was such a such a central part of that family,
part of that dynamic, yeah. And like the way that he would interact with Reese,
right.
You know, like they had such
their own little world,
dynamic, like it's hard to imagine that.
It is hard to imagine like how that's going to be reinterpreted,
right?
Yeah, and I think the reasons behind the recasting are, you know, we can only speculate.
Sure.
But it definitely signals like a shift in that sibling.
In the dynamic.
Yeah. And then it's also interesting to think about who this article doesn't mention.
Right, like who are the missing pieces here?
Yeah, so we know about Francis. We know about Reese. Right. We know about this new Dewey.
What about the parents?
What about Hal and Lois?
Yeah, what about
Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, Bryan Cranston and Jane Katzmarek.
Right.
And then the central figure...
And
Malcolm himself, Frankie Muniz.
So, like...
Yeah, so their absence is really telling, I think.
What does that mean for the potential shape of this revival?
Right, because it could mean that they're not involved at all.
Right.
Or it could mean that their roles are going to be different. Yeah. Maybe smaller.
Yeah, like cameos or...
Yeah, or maybe they're still working out the details of their involvement.
Right.
But it definitely raises questions about how the family dynamic will work.
Especially without
those kind of central figures.
Like Lois, you know?
Yeah, Lois is such a...
Like
the heart of that family.
The heart of the show, really.
Yeah.
So it's exciting to see some familiar faces.
It is.
But it's also like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions. Yeah, a lot of potential directions this could go.
So this announcement is really giving us like a
glimpse into
one part
of this new iteration.
Yeah, and this recasting of Dewey is also just...
Yeah, that signals a pretty significant shift.
Yeah.
For sure.
So for you listening, wanting the like TLDR Malcolm in the Middle, it's coming back.
Yes.
We know Francis and Reese are going to be there.
Yep.
Dewey's going to have a new face.
Yeah.
Caleb Ellsworth-Clark.
Right.
And how Lois and Malcolm are unconfirmed as of right now.
Exactly. And that leaves you with this big question, you know, how is the dynamic of the brothers going to change with a new Dewey?
Right.
And then what will it feel like without those parental figures? Like what kind of family are we tuning into?
Yeah.
It's a really intriguing prospect.
It's really interesting. And like, will it still have that same energy?
Yeah,
you know?
that same kind of chaotic energy.
Geez, so wait and see.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
Thanks.